Alright, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm going to talk about. Well, I kind of do, right? I want to talk about time and how it kind of feels like for me. Time feels kind of fleeting. Like I feel like I'm losing something as it goes by. Like something just passed me by, and it only belongs in that moment of time. I get really emotional around change. Not necessarily like sad or happy, but like emotional. Like for me, crying is it's a response that comes with many different emotions. You can cry when you're happy and you can cry when you're sad, but you can also just cry to alleviate emotion. Where am I going with this? I feel like I'm running out of time. This is just a natural feeling I have. Running out of time to do what? Maybe I'm running out of time to convey a certain image of myself. Running out of time to be famous. Running out of time to be free. I don't really know what freeness means to me. I'm pretty free, like I'm financially, I'm not on my own. I'm still, I still get help from my parents and stuff, and I'm by no means poor financially at all. I'm very, very lucky that I'm in a position where I don't have to worry about where the next meal is coming from or where I'm gonna sleep. Running out of time for freedom, maybe it's because living is so hard, like in the world nowadays. Sorry, taking my capo off my guitar. But okay, so let's just rethink. Let's think about this. So I feel like I'm running out of time. But I just want to know why. Why do I feel like that? Like, what is it? Is it I'm afraid that I won't get certain experience? This fear or this sort of afraid that I'm running out of time for experience, maybe. Now I wanted to talk maybe about how I feel like there's two two parts of my brain that like kind of think like about that, about time, about I have the logical side of my brain, which is it's telling me things like, dude, you're only 19. You've already had a lot of experience. You're starting to have those experiences. It's just the beginning. You're not supposed to have all the answers. You are going through life and you're doing nothing wrong. You're living life right now. Now's the time to fuck up. Now's the time to philosophize about these things, but not, take them into consideration, but not waste your time with thinking about certain things. You know what I mean? I think I spend a lot of time thinking, no issue with that, but it starts like overtaking your world. You know what I mean? So the logical side of my brain's like, okay, you can't let that happen. It's saying you're 19 years old, you're fine. Like, you're not running out of time. Now's the time to fuck up and do crazy shit and all that stuff. And you're fine. And it's just the start of that. It's the beginning of that. And you're not supposed to have the answers yet, but then the emotional brain is always finding stuff to worry about, and it has no reason. That side of my brain. I think this is the side of my brain I channel when I make music or make art. It's the emotional side of the brain. But it makes like just normal living just horrible sometimes. I think this is maybe something like, I've thought about medication. I worry so much. I spend so much time worrying about shit. It's anxiety. And I mean, I've had my therapist and psychologists and stuff say like, you should go on medication for your anxiety. And I think I'm maybe a little worried that if I do that, it will interrupt like my creative process a little bit. Which it might do that. So I gotta try it, but I worry too much. But I've started trying, and this is a cool thing. You can give a name to your negative thoughts. You can give a name. You can think of it like two different people. The logical, reasonable part of the brain. I don't know if it's logical, because there's healthy emotions, but there's logical emotions. Just what I'm gonna call it. So for me, these are emotions based off of real things. Someone died in my life. I feel grief and sadness because that person died. Compared to, I'd say, non-irrational sort of emotions like, oh, I can't get out of bed this morning. Why? Because I can't stop worrying about simple things, and I can't stop I can't get out of this doom and gloom headspace. Why? I don't know. Clearly do not know. Or it could be simple things like someone says a completely normal thing to you and then you turn it around and think too much about it and all of a sudden you think this person hates you when they just said something like, oh, I'm busy that day. And then you think it's like this rejection, this idea, oh fuck, this person hates me, this person hates me, this person's hate, this, ugh. It's like, and it's something that I'm working on where you do not need people to like you to like yourself. And if someone doesn't like you, that doesn't mean you need to hate yourself. But anyways, like I was talking about, you can give names to these two different ways of thinking, which are going on in your brain at the same time. You can you can keep your name, Aiden. This is how Aiden thinks. Aiden's in this healthy headspace. And then Larry over here is like mentally ill. And you shouldn't listen to a mentally ill person. And he I don't know, it's my way of dealing with it. There's probably better ways of dealing with it. But it's been helping a little bit. I'd say I like go here's the two people. Right now Larry is up here making the calls, calling the shots. That's like, nah, Aiden's gotta come out here and remind this guy that he doesn't have control over you. You know what I mean? Learning how to control that. I find it very difficult. And I think that I struggle with that. I mean, there's literally nothing that I don't really have much to complain about as a person. Everyone's a human being. Everyone has had their own struggles. And I think to say one person's is worse than the others, or one is better than the others, it's not fair. Everyone and all their issues and all of their pain should be treated equally. Some might need more attention than others. And that's okay. But, fuck, I've lost my train of thought. Right. So, me as a person, I live in Canada. I have a stable childhood. No one's childhood's perfect, but it was good. It was a good childhood. Don't really have much to complain about. Really, nothing. And I mean, and I have friends and good relationships. And I'm sitting in a music studio. It's a small, but like, the fact that in my free time I get to create music and artwork and I have this time to figure out who I am emotionally and spiritually. These are things that I'm extremely grateful for. And I mean, I feel like I feel really lucky in life. And I think there's a bit of guilt talking about things that I struggle with. We all struggle with things. You know, these videos that I've been making, they're kind of like an act of therapy in a way. I mean, because really I'm talking to myself, and I'm working it through, and at the same time I'm documenting it. But I'm really the only person that watches these, so I think one day people will look back and they'll be like, oh, okay. So this is relatable. They can relate to it maybe. When they watch these videos, they can, I don't know. When I go back and, or like, when I go and like research the artists I like and, you know, think about how they got started off, and there are different artistic processes and stuff. Like when I hear people just simply talk about like, oh, like I struggled with this. Especially when I hear people who maybe it wasn't as severe, and they still say I struggled with this and it was hard. I feel like seen in a way. So maybe my hope is that one day, wherever I am one day, someone can find these videos and just connect. Simply connect. You know, I started doing these videos because I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily felt like I had something worthwhile to say, but I maybe felt like I could learn something more about myself by doing these kinds of videos. And then there was also a bunch of inspirations behind these videos, like David Cho. He's the Cho Show. This is kind of like the Aiden Siegel Show. I guess. But it's a little bit more stripped out. Like, this is pretty raw. Like, I sat down and didn't really know what I was going to think about. I talked about time, how that makes me feel, got into, like, my emotional headspace, and then now I'm talking about the videos themselves. But, like, yeah, like David Cho. He's super cool. I would like to meet that guy. Because of that guy, I am now painting like almost every day, and I'm loving it so much. Literally just for myself. And like, I have some paintings here. Like, I did this like self-portrait, which I love. I mean, it's not like I'm not doing it for anyone other than myself. Oh, I'm noticing that they're reversed. The way you're looking at them is because I'm filming this on my phone, so the phone is like reversed so I can see the camera. And there's also this guy. I kind of feel like it's Donald Trump. It kind of looks like Trump. Funny. And then I just like painted this like money. I do this money symbol. I've been just painting faces a lot, but I want to like get into like painting collage sort of stuff. I don't know. I just paint. Um, but for me, it's like, it's, you can disconnect and you're just effortless. Like, there's no tension when I paint. I don't feel tension. And that's a lie. That's a straight up lie, actually. I feel tension, but the painting allows me to alleviate that tension. Yeah. Right now, that's how it feels. And I'm not doing it for anyone. I'm doing it just for myself. And it feels great. Drawing too. Like, I have a bunch of drawings up. Like that one up there. I don't know. I might share them one day, but I don't even know if I'm too dead set on sharing them. I just might want to do it for myself for a bit. For a year or two. Just, I don't know. If I get good at it and people want to buy paintings from me, they can buy paintings from me. I don't, yeah. But I don't know. I think a lot of artists sit here and say, you know, like, oh, I don't care about money. I definitely care about money. We do live in a capitalist society. At least I do. Whatever your opinions are on that, you do need money to survive. You know what I mean? That's all I'm interested in, is just surviving. Like, well, I mean, I'm interested in being free. I think financial freedom would be a great thing. Especially as an artist. If you're able to create whatever you want, man, because you have no financial, like, burden, that's awesome. That's a dream come true. Holy shit. You know what I mean? But anyways, I was talking about David Cho, and I was just saying, you know, hearing him talk about the certain things he struggled with. I've struggled with similar things as him, actually exact things as him. I'm only 19 also, so I don't know what I'm going to struggle with in my future. But just hearing how he's talked about how he went through certain things and now he's in a more, like, mindful, healthy headspace. Hearing that helps you connect. I have this like fear of being seen as authentic. And the fear in that is that I won't be seen as authentic. I think I have this intrinsic, I don't even know if that's the right way to use that word, intrinsic need for approval, to be liked, and like validation. And I think it's like compromising my music. Like, I'm starting to sense, like, I can disconnect from it and make music and disconnect myself from, like, this, oh, what are people gonna think? But it's always there, and it's horrible when mixing shit. I feel like I procrastinate the mixing because it's like the last step. The mixing and mastering is like the last step. It's like, but in reality, no one is probably gonna really notice the difference if your snare is 1 dB louder or 2 dB less louder, or they're not gonna notice the difference between that saturator on or whatever. The message is the most powerful thing in the song. Message and vibe. And I don't think a little EQ adjustment's gonna matter. So I'm trying really hard through meditation, through just trying to be grateful and present to get over those issues that I face when mixing a song and say, okay, is the vibe there? Yeah. Is the message there? Yeah. Can you hear everything? Yes. Okay, fucking put it out, bro. Who gives a shit? Throw it out. Just call it as it is, you know? Just go with the flow, right? Yeah. Anyways, this is a long video. To anyone who actually watches this, thank you. Hope you enjoyed or felt some positivity, got something from this. Maybe that can go there. Yeah. It's a beautiful day today. I might go outside. Take some photos, perchance. Alright. Bye, guys.